but not least, we have Chris. Chris Hippler is the owner and chief strategist of Capital Letters, a marketing communications company that he established in 2002. For over 17 years, Chris worked in the creative departments of Detroit area ad agencies, including J. Walter Thompson and BBDO, as a writer, associate creative director, and finally, as a creative director. Chris has also written articles and essays for a variety of publications, including Medicine at Michigan, Trout Unlimited, and the now sadly missed the Detroit Free Press Sunday magazine. He's a frequent contributor to the Ann Arbor Observer. Having been in our club about 2 months, Chris is one of our newer Toastmasters. Chris, how does your writing approach change when you are writing a speech versus for print?
Thank you, Toastmaster. I find it interesting that we all started as writers of the written word. None of us really started. You don't start as a speech writer typically. It's an evolution. And I think of words as a multifaceted gemstone, one that changes with the surrounding that they're in. When they stand alone, they're one thing. When they're strung together with other words, they're another thing. When they're spoken, they have one effect, and when they're read on a piece of paper or on a computer screen, they have yet another effect. So when I write a speech, I write for the ear. The language is more vivid. The sentence structure is more direct. The voice is always active, and I get rid of any unnecessary words. My years in the creative department of the ad agencies really taught me to edit brutally. TV spots are 50 words or less. Billboards are 7 words or less. And the amount of rejection and competition within creative departments is just incredible. So you end up rewriting a lot and analyzing your words a lot. The effect as it impacts my speech writing is it forces me to, the skills related to speech writing come sort of naturally through those years of editing brutally. Speaking in public is more immediate, so there's no rereading. And the written word is read in private. It's more intimate. So if I've done my job well, the words get reread over and over. So one of the things that's common to the written word and speaking is the need to rewrite endlessly. It's just the key to writing is rewriting. And I would say similarly with speaking, one of the keys is to rehearse, is to say your speech as many times as possible in any number of ways so that you can. I'm not a big fan of recording myself, and I know other people record their own speeches. I don't like to do that, but I do like to speak out loud and just hear my speech and analyze it that way. Not on how it reads, but how it sounds. But there are similarities between the print and speech writing, and we've talked about them here. And to me, the key is to tell a story. Good writing has a beginning, middle, and an end, like a good story. And so I focus on, whether it's a speech or a written word, I focus on content, audience, and purpose. I'm a big fan of, I'm a sports fan, and I'm a big fan of Mitch Albom's writing, especially when he was, before Tuesdays with Morrie, he wrote a sports column for the Free Press, a daily sports column. And I would read that with 2 hats on, one as a sports fan and one as a writer. And what was incredible about his columns was just how they told a story in a very short period of time. So as a writer, I would oftentimes just read his beginning and read his end. And the beginnings were very compelling and grabbed you and led you into the story. And the end of it left you with a warm feeling about the story that you just read. And he very cleverly would tie it back to the beginning. And I always admired that skill that he had. So in closing, I would just say when writing a speech, my goal is to tell a story with vivid words.
Thank you.